Artificial intelligence was coined by John McCarthy in 1955 in Stanford, and he called it the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. But what is intelligence, right? So we don't really have a good working definition for that. But I think we all kind of understand loosely what AI means. One important thing is it's not just ChatGPT. Everyone needs to get to grips with AI. It's very, very important. It could be, a big fundamental civilizational shift.
We have a responsibility as ELT practitioners and professionals to have an understanding and to approach it with a critical mind. Obviously, we've got a responsibility to our learners as well, not just in terms of safety, but in terms of helping them with their own AI literacy.
Speaking is the one skill that employers really value in the workplace. It affects your career development, it affects your salary. So speaking skills are something that students really have to hone and perfect, but they don't feel they're getting the right input in education. They feel that there's too much focus on grammar and vocabulary. They're not getting the practice outside the classroom. They're not getting the practice inside the classroom. So the tools, AI tools that allow students to have speaking practice outside the classroom, get feedback, get a score, and then allow them to do the thing again and improve, that's got to be a really good thing.
We need to know whether learning gains from AI continue after the AI is removed. So this is around AI dependency, potentially, on AI. And there's not enough research as yet to be able to tell us questions around. So for example, we know that, or research has shown that AI can help to reduce anxiety because the act of speaking with another person sometimes creates anxiety. And be able to talk to a conversational partner, AI conversational partner, can reduce anxiety. So that's been shown in research. However, what hasn't been shown is what happens once that learner then turns to, does the anxiety return? And the same with other tools that are helping. So for example, writing tools like Grammarly, once you remove that tool, are the learning gains still there?
AI can be very good at grading lots of different assignments very automatically, sending maybe personalized feedback to students on the condition that the teachers can create prompts, just checks what's been written there. It's not biased, culturally appropriate, lots of different things maybe. On that condition, AI can help the teachers.
Fundamentally, we're going to need to shift away from traditional language teaching towards something else, because I think it's going to unlock abilities we didn't have before.
I would say don't worry about it. I think AI is never going to replace that essential part of the teacher's job, which is to be with students either in the physical classroom or in the online classroom, which is about teaching, but not just teaching, encouraging, nurturing, getting the best out of students, working with them on project work, encouraging pair work. AI is not going to replace that, which is the fundamental, the essence of what teaching is.
AI is not, as a complementary tool. It cannot replace teachers. It will be support, assist teachers in thousands of different ways. This is a very valuable tool.
We saw during COVID the importance of human interactions. And I think something that AI can't offer is that emotional support that you get from a human. So I think AI is there to stay, but it's only going to support what we do as human teachers.
For language teachers, we're unlikely to see that thing of we're being replaced directly, which was happening in that case. But that's a very binary way of looking at things, and you have to be careful.
Teachers will not only be able to pinpoint where students are falling down in grammar, vocabulary and skills, but they're also going to be able to see with alarming accuracy the topics that students don't like or like, and how they respond to those topics when they're answering questions, and whether that is then going to affect their scores if they encounter those topics in an exam.
Frees up your headspace. So you're not worrying about paperwork as much if you can organize yourself in a more efficient way. You're not worrying about finding the right lesson materials if you can just generate them to your needs. And that means you then focus on pedagogy. You focus on what does my student need right now? And if we are thinking in the higher level, then the quality of our education overall will go up as well.
We'll see great enhancement in tools for accessibility. So for example, text to speech, speech to text, so students who have visual impairments, hearing impairments, but also for students who have maybe physical needs in the classroom, so AI prosthetics, better screen readers, that type of thing. It's not that they don't exist, but I think that things will just escalate to a point where the teacher doesn't even have to really think about particular needs. The tools will just be available.
In the traditional classroom, an AI together could be much more powerful when designed pedagogically and properly well, such as maybe within the classroom. For example, an educator can create a writing task with the AI, support of AI, and using the classroom, get the writing task, and students writing written task maybe, analyze it with different AI tools, and get lots of differentiated feedback.
Kind of well able to perform sentiment analysis, looking at tone, looking at kind of an implicit context. The problem is when we're trying to get it to engage in a real conversation. Remember, this is trained on a vast data set, so it tends towards the mean. So it can do all of those things, just with the caveat of genericism.
AI is, as we understand, very good at predicting, understanding things based on some patterns, data used. So if there is no data, which is possible, for everything, we cannot have data for human feelings.
Yeah, we're facing a period of change, and right now we're at a really interesting place. Now that road could be 5 years, it could be 50 years, but we're shaping how the technology that will define the next era, potentially, of humanity will go. So don't try and apply these new exciting tools to just the old way you did things. That's kind of the stage we're at now. But look forward and think about pedagogy itself. Think about learning. So if we want to leverage real pedagogical change, we need to change our methodologies, not just apply new tech to an old way of doing things. So, as I said, if you have a literacy in AI and what it's capable of doing in general, you'll start to think and apply that. Okay, how would that help my students? How would that help me? Because we've done a lot of research. We know what the most effective methods for teaching and learning are, but we can't apply them because in practice it doesn't work. You've got a class of X students, you have this much time, but now we have something that will help us to move those goalposts. So we can achieve now what we thought was impossible 5 years ago.
Our research has shown that currently AI seems to be impacting the discipline of language learning, and in particular English language teaching, more than any other discipline.
The key for me is to embrace AI, but take a critical approach when you're using it.
Be prepared, start getting comfortable with writing really good, excellent prompts, and treat it like a conversation. It's a back and forth. It's not you put in one prompt, you get the output and that's it. You have to be prepared to go, that's not really what I meant. Refine your prompt, get a second draft back, refine it again. If you don't like what you see, bin it or edit it, and then humanize the content. I think the thing is garbage in, garbage out.
Key thing to remember is that this technology has the potential to change everything. And if we're going to change everything, we shouldn't just look to how we do things, we should look to what we're doing. So we have the potential to really, really change pedagogy and change learning, and that's what we should be thinking about doing.
Do not be afraid of it. It is a tool and you are the one who's in control of it.